start motion in 2D, guys. Okay. Now, when you talk about motion in 2D, most of the problems will be based on what? Tell me. Think about it. Vectors and projectile. Ayana. Vectors, projectile. Right? And I guess vectors सबको अच्छे से आता होगा. Vectors सबको अच्छे से आता होगा. Ayana. Okay. So let us see, guys. Let us see. First one. Magnitude of vector ABC are 3, 4, 5. This is super easy, I guess. All of you can solve, right? This is super easy. We just have to find magnitude. Kal hi kiya tha. Easy. Can do. Just use the formula. You have to find cos theta. Second, the angle between A and A is theta. Then the value of triple product of A dot B cross A. Now, this you will be like, sir, triple product kya hai? Then I will be like, common sense use kar lo. ठीक है. What is the angle between B cross A? Tell me. What is the angle between? What is the angle, right, of this vector? If I'm saying that vector F is equal to B cross A vector, what is the angle of F vector and A vector? Tell me, what is the angle between F vector and A vector? 90. Very good, Suhan. Correct. And if it is 90, then what is A dot this vector? Dot is 90 degree, right? So it will be 0. Very good. Awesome. Easy hai? Batao, easy hai ki nahi? So it has nothing to do with triple product. You just have to see the direction. Okay? Okay? So the answer would be 0. Right? It was easy. Now, question number 3, same vector, easy, you can solve. Question number 4, basic formula of projectile. What's the formula of range, guys? What's the formula of range, everyone? What's the formula of range? Tell me. Formula putting getting. This is just formula putting getting. What's the formula of range? Not getting a response. Formula नहीं याद रहेगा कैसे बनेगा? Range का formula क्या होता है? If someone asks से marks क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं? Because आपने revision नहीं किया है. That's it. That's the only thing that you have to do. Revise. At least remember the basic formulas, right? So when you talk about range, what is the basic formula? Anyone? Sampada, Krish, Bhavna, Ananya, Ankit, Atharv, Chinmay, Joel, John? Anyone? What's the formula of range? U square sine 2 theta by G. This is the formula. U square sine 2 theta by G. Right? Right? You guys don't even remember the formula. Then to, there's no point in saying sir physics nahi aa raha hai. Right? No point in saying. Tell me. Think about it. If you don't even remember these basic formulas, right? Can you say that's a physics nahi aa raha hai, question nahi ban raha hai? You cannot, right? You know this. And what will be the formula of R max? For this value to be maximum, right? For this value to be maximum, right? What should be the condition? Tell me. What is the condition? Sampada, right? So sine theta should be 1. So it will be U square by G. Very good, Bhavna. है ना? So I guess formula putting getting है. Yes or no? Formula putting getting है. Right? Yes or no? Range is given. Right? G is given. You have to find U. Okay? Right? Done? हो जाएगा? Okay. Fifth one. Fifth one, tell me. I guess fifth one you can solve, na? Yes or no? Right? I guess you know this. That's the range. When you talk about range, na? Either the angle is theta or 90 minus theta. It will be same. Yes or no? Haan ya na? Tell me. Yes or no? Right? Hai na? Yes, the answer is A. Because it will go like this and it will go like this. Just because of sine 2 theta. Okay. So fifth one, easy, right? Sixth, centrifugal force, centrifugal or centripetal acceleration. What is the formula? Tell me, everyone. Everyone tell me, what's the formula? V square by R, okay, and here V is not given, no? V is not given. What is given? RPM is given, right? Omega is given. So in terms of omega is equal to omega square R, yes or no? Tell me. Ayana. Right? Okay. But here, rotation per minute is given. Rotation per minute. So when you talk about one rotation is equal to 2 pi r distance. Yes or no? Right? Ayana. Per second by 60 degree into number of rotation. Right? Omega is equal to what? One rotation length into number of rotation by 60. Yes or no? Ayana. Right? So I guess after putting this, you will get the value. Ayana. Can you get the value, guys? Okay. Chalo. Very good. Next. Seventh one, theory. Right? Class 8 9 से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं. 8 हो जाएगा easy. 9th again easy. Right? 10th easy. You just have to find resultant. 11th work done. Tell me, what's the formula of work done, guys? It is easy, but you just need to know the formula of work done. What's the formula of work done? What is the formula of work done? Tell me. F dot S. Very good, Sampata. Correct. है ना? F dot S. F dot S. So this is the answer based on dot product. Now, what is S? F is given. What is S? Along y-axis. So S is equal to 10J. So you don't have to solve anything. What is the answer? Tell me. Directly tell me what's the answer. It will not take more than 1 second. Sorry, 5 seconds. Tell me. What's the answer? You just have to see the J component, right? What's the answer, guys? C. Very good, Bhavna. Correct. 150. Awesome. And very good, Sutika. Right? See how easy these forms are. दिमाग में सोच के रखना है कि यार easy है, right? If you think that it is easy, it will be easy. Now, 12th, same dot product. I hope all of you have already done this. Right? Now, 13th, 13th is a good problem, right? 13 is a good problem, right? Just go to 13. What's the formula of velocity, guys? Tell me, what's the formula of velocity? I guess all of you know it is dr by dt. So try to solve this, try to find the differentiation of r. Try to solve this. What's the differentiation of r? Everyone, try to solve this. Tell me. If you find, right, the formula of velocity, if you differentiate this, so differentiation of cos theta is minus sin theta, and this constant will be taken outside. So minus omega a sin omega t I cap plus a omega cos omega t j cap. Now, if you use right common sense, if you use your common sense, right, think about it. If you use your common sense, then you can realize that, sir, right, if you think about it, right, when you talk about the slope of this equation, is what? Slope is always y component by x component. The slope of this equation is what? Tell me. A sin omega t by a cos omega t. So tan omega t. But when you talk about the slope of this b, this is slope of r vector. So this is the slope of r vector, right? This is slope of r vector, right? Tan omega t. Now, when you talk about this, what is slope of v? Tell me. A omega cos omega t by minus sin omega t. So it is minus cot t, minus cot t. हाँ या ना, हाँ या ना, minus cot omega t मतलब minus cot omega t, right? So think, I hope all of you know trigonometry, that tan 90 degree plus theta is equal to what? Tan 90 degree plus theta is equal to what? Tell me everyone, tan 90 minus tan 90 plus theta is equal to what? Minus cot theta. Very good. So can I say, sir, this is what? Tan 90 plus theta, ayana, means if this angle is theta, so the angle, right, slope of v vector is actually 90 plus theta, yes or no? This is r vector, this is v vector, right? So what is the angle between these two? Tell me, what is the angle between these? 90 degree. So the answer is D. Or you just take the dot product of v and r. Just take the dot product of v and r. You will get 0. You know, that's method 2. Right? If you take the dot product of v and r, you will get 0, which means they are perpendicular. Yes or no? Tell me. Hi Anna. Got this? Tell me. Because A and B is fudgy option. A and B is fudgy option. Either you should C and D. But just seeing this vector, you don't have to solve. I told you the method, right? You don't have to solve. See how easy this was. A and B are fudgy because directed toward the origin means like this vector. Tell me, hi Anna, this vector. Okay. So this vector, if you talk about this vector, right? If you talk about this vector, it will be in which quadrant? Tell me, it will be in which quadrant? Like either this or this, right? Anna, either third quadrant or first quadrant. Agree? Either third quadrant or first quadrant, right? Depending on from which side you are seeing. But the velocity vector, right? X component was negative, Y component was positive. So it was in second quadrant. So ये दोनों option ऐसे ही खत्म हो गया. Parallel भी option खत्म हो गया because parallel vector, parallel to position vector, it should be, right? Same direction. Then obvious answer is D. Without solving. Okay? Got it? Okay. Now, 14th, easy. 15th, easy. 16th. Acha, you know the formula, right? 16, right? Everyone knows this formula, that V is equal to what? Tell me. R cross omega or omega cross R? Tell me. Omega cross R or R cross omega? Tell me. It is omega cross R, right? Yes or no? Omega cross R, not R cross omega. Okay. Right? This is generally a mistake that people do. Even I used to do this. I used to forget either it is R cross omega or omega cross R. Okay? It is omega cross R. Okay? Right? Okay? Hana? Got this? Tell me. Got this? So I guess all of you can solve this now. Hana? Right? Distance is given, angular velocity is given. You have to find linear velocity. So 16th also form of linear. Now 17th, 18th, 17th and 18th. 17th is concept, right? Okay, 18th all of you can find. 18th is just formula. Torque is equal to what? R cos. Torque is equal to R cos, right? Torque is equal to R cos. You just have to find the cross product. Solve 17th. Everyone, solve 17th. Everyone, think about 17th one. We will try to solve till at least 30 problems, right? Because in this, there are more than 60 problems. More than 50, 60, around 50, 60 problems. So we will try to solve till 30 at least. So 17th, everyone, 17th. Now tell me, at highest point, right? Anna, when you think about it, okay, at highest point, kinetic energy at highest point. So at highest point, which component of velocity is there? Tell me. That is why, Renuka, that's why I asked you a question. I know that people will make this mistake. At highest point, which component of velocity will be there? I know you guys will make mistake. Those who are saying zero, wrong, guys. If you take about highest point, na, Vy is zero. Vx is not zero. Yes or no? Common sense, right? Horizontal, yes, Vx or Ux basically. Ux is not equal to zero. And what is Ux? Ux kitna hota hai? Ux never changes, right? Ux never changes, initial and final, because there's no force. Then tell me horizontal direction. So what is Ux? It is U cos theta. Yes or no? That is the concept. Simple. This is a simple concept. So can you find kinetic energy at highest point now? Tell me. As simple as that. Can you find kinetic energy at highest point? Right? Which is equal to what? Half m. Tell me. Half m. U cos theta whole square, and cos theta is 45 degrees. So it is u by root 2 whole square. So it is what? Half mu square. So this is what? Total kinetic energy. Total kinetic energy by 2. So I can say it is E by 2. At topmost point, the kinetic energy is half of total. Got it? All of you got this concept? Tell me, yes or no? Right? Okay, chalo. Very good. Next. So after 18, now 19th is a good problem, right? It is easy, but bit of conceptual. Okay, think about it. Go through it first. Go through it first. Just read question number 19. I'll tell you, right? Normally people leave this question, but if you have the idea of, right, or the basic concept, your concept is clear, then you can solve this, right? That's why I'm giving you time. I'm not explaining this without, right? This is rigid. Yes or no? This is rigid, right? So if you move A in this direction, B will move in this direction, right? And you just have to see that if A moves by some distance X, how much distance B will move? How much distance B will move? That's it. Yes or no? Right? Very good, Renuka. Hai na? So tell me, here it is 10 meter per second, right? A is 10 meter per second. So same, this vector is given as 10 meter per second. You have to find this vector. Hai na? Correct. So I just use tan theta. Tan theta is equal to what? Perpendicular by, tell me, perpendicular by base. So y or Vy by Vx. And what is theta? 60 degree, right? So Vy is equal to Vx tan 60 degree. Super easy, yes or no? Tell me. हाँ या ना? Think about it. Super easy है कि नहीं? Okay? चलो. Awesome. Next. Okay. 21 centrifugal force हो जाएगा, right? हाँ या ना? पता है ना? Right? Centrifugal force 20 हो जाएगा. 21 again centrifugal force. You know, right? Formula mv square by r. Just use that. 22 omega is given, r is given. You have to find linear velocity. Can you do that? Cross product omega cross r, right? 22 can also be done. Now 23. Forget about 23, by the way, right? I don't know. 23 you cannot solve. Why you cannot solve? Tell me. Because who remember these values, right? No one remember these values. Okay, right? That is why, yes. Method is super easy. Yeah, method is super easy. Cos theta you can find, yeah, na? Value of cos theta you can find. Okay, right? But the exact value of angle is not possible to find unless until the table is given. Okay. Now 24. 24 is actually a problem of NLM. 24. Just go through 24. It's actually a problem of NLM. Newton's law of motion. It should not be aware, but let us see. 24. Everyone go through 24. I'll take attendance at the end. Just go through it once. Terence is not attending the class. Guys, can you hear me? Okay. Now think about it. A body of mass 0. Right? A body of mass 0.4. I hope all of you have gone through the problem. Hai na? Is rolled at in a vertical circle, right? This circle. Making 2 revolutions per second. So omega is given, right? Omega is 2 revolutions per second. Yes or no? Yes or no? Which is 2 into 2 pi r, right? 4 pi r by second. Just 4 pi r. Agree? Tell me. Agree? Okay. Now, if the radius is 1.2, okay, the tension in the string when the body is at the top, So when you see this body at the top, that there's a, you have to find tension. So there's one force in outward direction, which is mv square by r. So omega, you know, so we can find v, which is r omega or omega r, right? Then there's a downward force, which is mg. So tension will be what? Mv squared by r minus mg, as well as that. So this is the concept. Okay, got it? This is the concept. Right, everyone? You can just write it down. Or in LLM, you are already covered this. Huh? In LLM, you have already covered this. Okay. Now, 25th, 25th, 25th. I guess all of you have derived this. 25th. Yes or no? Minimum speed, right? A stone and the string, if rotated in a vertical circle, the minimum speed with which the string has to be rotated is, I guess it is root 2 gr INR, right? Root gr. So I guess all of you can find mass independent hota hai. Now 26 is a relative velocity problem. 26 relative velocity problem. And I guess all of you have solved these kind of problems in your classroom. Anna, tell me, how many of you remember that? Because these kind of problems were there in the class modules, or more difficult problems were there, right? Tell me. So the question is, the person swim in a river aiming to reach exactly opposite. So this is, again, this is taught in the class, theory class also. That when you talk about person, right? He wants to reach at this point, but the river, okay, the river is flowing in this direction, suppose. Okay, so he should swim in which direction? Tell me, he should swim in which direction? I guess all of you remember that he should swim in this direction. Yes or no? Right? This should be the speed of what? Tell me. This should be speed of man with respect to ground. Ayana. Agreed. See how we will use the relative velocity concept. This should be speed of man with respect to ground. And this is what? This is what? This is speed of, tell me, river with respect to ground. So what will be this? What will be this? So I want to find speed of man with respect to river, which is equal to speed of man with respect to ground plus velocity of ground with respect to river, right? Enough. So I can say velocity of man with respect to river is equal to velocity of man with respect to ground minus velocity of river with respect to ground, right? Right? Yes. Enough. Or you can just use trigonometry, right? Or you can just use trigonometry. Agree? This is the vector form, but you can just use trigonometry, right? Triangle बन रहा है ना? Already it is given, right? This is given. This is given, right? You just have to take the component. Okay? Done? Right. 26 हो जाएगा. 27 super easy निकल जाएगा. 28. 28. Tell me. Formula putting getting yes or no, right? We just have to find the range. R is equal to U square sine 2 theta by G. 29. Okay. 29 is a good problem, right? 29 is a good problem. It is similar to the problem that we did. Okay. It is similar to the problem that we did, right? So it is based on NLM. It is based on NLM. Okay, everyone, think about it, right? A small sphere of is attached to a cord and rotates a vertical circle about the point O. If the average speed of the sphere is increased, the cord is most likely to break at the orientation when the mass is at. Now tell me, at which point the tension will be maximum? Tell me. At which point tension will be maximum? Tell me. Use your common sense. At which point tension will be maximum? I told you that at this point, right, it will be what? Tension will be mv squared by r minus mg at this point. At this point, mg is also downward. This is also downward. It will be mv squared by r minus plus mg. So this is T minimum. Actually, this is T minimum and this is T maximum, right? And at this point, the tension will be maximum and this point tension will be minimum. Very good, Sampradha, cos theta 1, right? Or just we know this, right? So all of you know what is this point? B. You know, the answer will be B. Clear? Right? Yes or no? Okay. 30, I guess 30 you can solve. What's the formula of power, guys? Power is equal to what? F dot V, right? This is the formula of power, right? If you don't remember, just remember this. How come? Sir, power is equal to what? Work done per unit time, yes or no? Work done per unit time. And work done is equal to what? F dot S by T. S by T is V. So this is the answer. Okay? Right, everyone? Clear ho gaya ye? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay? So we will end till this only. Okay?